Hello YouTube, I am back with another video, this time evaluating the power of Xilonen's second constellation for each of the 5 elements. I only consider the improvement for the DPS as there are simply too many combinations of teams in the game and don't have the time to slave away for each of them. I did consider though the team buffs for those DPS, as in most cases they will just contribute to lowering the impact of Xilonen C2, and this will make it a lot more realistic in terms of numbers that you'll get. I also considered only the top 2 DPS for each element and no nonsensical picks, like Utao and Xilonen C2 improves attack percent for Pyro. If you enjoy it and want to see more, then smash that like and subscribe button, it helps the channel tremendously. Without further ado, let's just get started. Let's start with Geo. This buff provides a 50% damage increase, and right away you can notice a big difference between the Ito and Navia team. This is caused by Furina. Furina also provides a massive damage bonus who diminishes the value of Xilonen C2. Ito's team has close to no added damage bonus from other sources. There is still the Geo Resonance, which adds 15%, but this is realistically the biggest increase that you should expect compared to Navia, which is the lowest increase from the C2. Moving to Pyro, 45% attack increase. And here we have another 2 extreme cases even worse than before. The Arlecchino Vape team has no attack percent buff of any kind, and Arlecchino herself, as she's on a Vape team, has Elemental Mastery Sands instead of attack percent. Because of that, Arlecchino gets the biggest possible boost from Xilonen C2. On the other side, Lini has Pyro Resonance, attack percent Sands, Bennett, and I also consider the 10% attack bonus from Xiaoling's Ascension 4. This all heavily damage the value of Xilonen C2. For water DPS, the answer is simple, 20% damage increase. The buff is only diluted by water resonance and the catalyst that provide HP percent. The only team buff for HP as far as I'm aware is from Xilonen C4, and I don't take that into account. I'm not rich, okay? I'm not rich. Cryo is between 25 and 30% more damage for your DPS, as it provides a 60% crit damage. I consider both Ayaka and Rio using their signatures, so the difference you see is simply because Mist Splitter has crit damage as substat while Cash Flow has crit rate. Finally is Electro, and this one I legit did not want to even do. This buff reduces the burst cooldown by 6 seconds while also returning 25 energy to your characters. For Chlorine this is basically useless, but for Cyno and Raiden, especially Raiden C2, this buff is broken. It will reduce their burst cooldowns to 14 and 12 seconds respectively, providing an around 50% increase in the total damage they can do. But there are 2 catches to that. First is that you need to consider the team. This is not an issue for Cyno, as even with the decrease, his burst will still have a 14-second cooldown, for which there is no issue, as he is paired mainly with Nahida, who has a 13.5 seconds cooldown, maybe even Koli, who has 15 seconds cooldown, and Fischl, who does not care about the buff at all. The issue is with Raiden. A 12-second burst is too short. That means characters like Bennett and Kazuha at some point will end up lagging, ruining your rotation or forcing you to waste some time to wait for them. However, this can be solved in a full Electro team with Xilonen, and Raiden can do just that. Raiden C2, Sarah C6 and Fischl will eliminate that issue. But here comes the second catch, which is you are human. With burst cooldown so small, you will only have 4 to 5 seconds to cycle through your supports to set up the buffs. And this is if you know the exact second your Cyno and Raiden finish their bursts. Most will lose 1 second just reacting to this. Add on top of that lags and delays, mobs moving around. While Xilonen C1 gives anti-interruption, it is not total like in the case of Zhongli, so you'll end up either being thrown around from time to time or dodging. Phase changes, boasts invulnerability frames, and in reality you will actually look at a 2 to 3 seconds faster rotation for the DPS, which is still a respectable 20 to 25% damage increase, but not the insane 50%. What are your guys' plans? Do you plan to go for Xilonen C2 or for her signature weapon? Please let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, have a wonderful day and bye.